if you will, and that's a very warm Gulf and then cold storm systems that run across the very flat areas of the country. And wherever you get these air masses that meet, which is basically warm and moist down here, you can see Orlando at 79, Atlanta only 59, and then right along that line right there, you usually get what we call front weather, and it can be very severe, and in this case it's exactly what we're seeing. It looks like Tennessee, just showing the temperatures right now, doing a little bit better as far as the weather, but it's really cool now, and that's not going to make anybody happy if they're dealing with wet weather. But it looks like a lot of that severe weather has now shifted and is taking an aim for the East Coast, including right through Washington, D.C. So we're not out of the woods yet. Today's high, look at that, wow, 72 degrees, still above normal, but really not that bad. Quiet out there. Other areas across the board, look at Santa Barbara. You jumped up to 82 with that light offshore wind. Goleta, though, still getting that westerly effect, so only at 73. San Ynez, 82. And then Ojai, one of the warm spots in all of central, and I guess it'd be all of California, at least southern and central, at 87 degrees. But look at Pismo right there, only 59, where the exact site of the monitor is. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that it was very, very close to the water. If you got just a little bit inland, as you can see, especially far inland, like the San Ynez Valley, you were back up in the 70s and even lower 80s. Currently still 80 in Paso Robles as well, Ojai. And then the beach community starting to get a little bit more of the coolness from the ocean, that fog kind of lurking out by the Channel Islands, and then just offshore of the central coast. Gaviota, though, probably going to go ahead and guarantee no fog right now and probably not through the night. Other beach communities, though, could see a little bit of the marine layer as we have that onshore flow just kind of turning in a little bit right there. But of course, Gaviota, you get your own little microclimate where it goes offshore and you really dry out. Look at that, boy, only 25% humidity. Those areas that might get the fog, you're going to have to already be at 78% in Lompoc as well, down toward Oxnard, maybe Port Hueneme. Could see, again, just a little bit of marine layer showing up tonight. And then wish it well, because it's going to leave by the time we get to Tuesday. And here's why. Firmly locked. And boy, there's that frontal line right there. Cold air, still kind of wintry-like, moving down like this out of the Great Lakes, slamming into some warm air associated with what we call the Bermuda high pressure system, rotating like that. And this is usually your line right there where you get the really bad weather. Now, as far as us, we're also under high pressure, but in a different way. It's sort of rotating just enough to give us a slight offshore flow, and that basically translates into a very dry pattern. Maybe something shows up in about a week's time. We're looking at somewhere around maybe the 6th through about the 9th or so. I've been hearing this in the weather chatter that possibly something could show up in our area as far as wet weather. Really have our fingers crossed, because we might be looking at, as we watch our winds the next couple of days, some low-end wind advisories jumping in. And because it's been so dry, and look at, there's that Santa Ana showing up by the middle of the week for next week. It's been so dry, we're talking about fire weather and fire official watches and warnings as we head toward perhaps very early April. If you can believe that. It's just too early to start that, but it is a possibility. Watch how clear the sky gets over the next couple of days. Those offshore winds could see the marine layer tonight, and then, boy, into tomorrow morning, you blink, and then poof, it's gone, and we start getting those 10s on the board, which means virtually perfectly clear weather. Perhaps early Tuesday, a quick little hit of marine layer, and then by late Tuesday, Wednesday, we start to watch our temperatures jumping up into the 70s and 80s. Up there we go. We'll stop right there. For Monday, a lot of 60s, 70s, even a few 80s will pop into the mix. Monday not being the warm day, but by Tuesday, though, we could easily see everybody jumping a few degrees and going up close to the 80s, or even stepping into the 80s, and especially by Wednesday as that Santa Ana kicks into gear. Slightly cooler, mostly sunny and nice tomorrow. When I say slightly cooler, I mean high 70s and maybe even mid 70s, so really not that bad. Patchy AM fog will be a possibility for just about all coastal areas the next day or so, probably more one day, and then beyond that, we really focus on that offshore wind and, of course, that building Santa Ana, which has the potential to be pretty strong, especially for late March, early April. It happens, but not a lot. And a quick look at the surf. It's small today, expected to stay small until about midweek, and then a little southern hemi kicks into gear. And a quick look at our 7-day forecast with the Easter Bunny at the end of the mix there. We'll look for some more wind. We'll also look for warm temperatures. It looks like right now Wednesday and Thursday Thursday will be the money days as far as the real warmth across the area, with that Santa Ana in Southern California and affecting Central California. And that means we'll have to stop here on Santa Maria. Tracy, I'll send it back to you. If you like warm, you're going to get a lot of that, but boy, no rain still in the next 7 days.
All right, good to know. Up next in sports, March Madness moves closer to the Final Four with several West Coast teams in action today. Ryan Fish has the highlights after this.